Hey there, this is Ian McConnell and I want to welcome you to In My Home Office. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to show you some proof of my earnings and what this business could possibly do for you, and then I'll tell you what's coming up in your first lesson tomorrow. I've been married for a long time, close on 19 years now. I actually grew up inside of my wife in Zimbabwe. We moved across to Australia in 1998 and we live in Bunbury, Western Australia. I have two wonderful boys who are 18 and 15 in this year. And when I moved to Australia, I'd come out of being a managing director in Zimbabwe with 40 employees and a large business. I'd been self-employed basically since I'd finished my apprenticeship as an electrician. I worked for someone for a couple of years and then moved into my own business, and had grown that business substantially before we left. When we came across to Australia, I went back to work on the tools as an electrician to comply with the visa requirements, and after 2 years moved into a management role, and then we were actually living in Alice Springs at the time, and stayed there for just on 2 years, and then we moved to Bunbury in Western Australia. And being in Western Australia, there's obviously a huge amount of potential for electricians, so I continued being self-employed as an electrician in Western Australia. But I realized a long time ago that even though I was okay as an electrician, I needed to learn how to market myself better, because without good marketing, I was getting a lot of work but not the right type of work. And with great marketing, I was eventually able to charge $100 where the other guys were charging $60 or $70 an hour. So that was a substantial improvement. And I also turned to the internet because I realized that advertising on the internet was actually far more lucrative than being in the yellow pages. And the return on investment was just absolutely amazing. But as I progressed, I realized there were certain niches out there on the internet where people were searching for information and wanting more information and were prepared to pay for that information. So early on in 2010, I created a site around model railroading. My experience with model railroading was basically when I was about 13. I got a model train set from my parents for Christmas, and over the years started to build it and make it bigger and better, and progressed. But you know, by the time I got to about 17 or 18, that wasn't the end thing for a teenager to do, so I basically didn't progress with that anymore. But with my research on the internet, I realized that this was a niche where people were looking for a great deal of information. So with some training now, I'm sort of one of those people where if some new training comes out, I will buy it and I'll go through it. And while that's all well and good, as I'll tell you in up and coming lessons, there was a major mistake that I made, was listening to far too many different people. And I've been marketing on the internet now for just over 4 years, and the first 2 years I've made no money at all. It was only in 2010 where I made just over 82,000 in the 1 year, just with the one product, which was, it started with a model railroad ebook, and then progressed into a membership site. Now I'll just show you some proof of earnings, and I'll show you the potential. Now I'll show you one of my ClickBank accounts. I have many because there's a strategy within ClickBank that you employ, so quite a few accounts are needed, but this is the one. Now consider that this is only one product. As you can see here, the earnings per week: 1,357, 1,708, 2,330, 1,890, 1,197 this week. Now today's date is the 14th of March, and that's the 16th, so there's a couple of days to go there. But you can see here the consistency of the income. This particular day, on Monday, February 28th, ClickBank had an issue 2 or 3 days prior to this, and there were sales that came through that weren't allocated to my account, and then they did a big update on that Monday. So that's abnormal. That doesn't normally happen. But look at this consistency. Now consider that this is an electronic product that people are buying, whether I'm asleep or I'm on my computer. This product is available for sale the entire time, and if a person buys it, it's all fully automated. They pay, they get their product, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter if I'm on the computer or not, they get their product. So I often, this income, because we're in Australia, most of my sales are in the US, so most of this income is actually income that's come in while I've been asleep. So you can see there's a lot of consistency here, and this is largely because I took my information product and created a membership out of it. Because what I realized is that, and I'll go into this in great detail in my training in up and coming lessons by email, is that people want to belong to community, and that's was one of the big secrets I found out. And by doing that, you can get a lot of consistency. So that's what I want to show you today. Tomorrow I will show you step by step how you can achieve this. I'll give you an overview tomorrow. We'll start with how you research and decide which niche you should go into, and then we'll take it from there. We'll see you then.